Hello everybody, welcome to Nookshot Media for a brand new series on the channel. Welcome to the Capital GT Championship. This is the pre-season event here in Braselton, Georgia at the beautiful Road Atlanta circuit. We'll be trialing some procedures ahead of the main season and such. Should be some decent racing on display. Unfortunately, not overly many cars for this particular event. We should be seeing some more for the main season. I'm, of course, your commentator for today, Nookshot Zokio, here on Nookshot Media. Pretty much the only voice you hear over on this channel. Well, except for interviews and such. 4 viewers already, thank you all so much for tuning in. This is a fantastic circuit, my personal favourite in the world, and let's hope it delivers. At the moment we've got quite a lot of Mercedes and Nissans in the field. Let's go over some of the competitors here today as I get the teams and drivers graphics up. Here we see Dominik Kubinski, who has competed I think relatively recently on the channel. I can't remember if it was on this channel or the ERF one that I'm associated with. What team are they driving for here on my notes? Well, it says here they're also in a Subaru BRZ, so something's happened here. I'm guessing this is a pre-season only thing. Yep, 72. That is Dominik Kubinski. They are driving a Mercedes today for, at the moment at least, it says Turn 1. Of course, in non-traditional Turn 1 colours. That sort of special design that we saw on the Discord server. Very nicely done. We've got Will RS. This is for Wheelers Tuning by Project One. Car number 515, the Nissan GTR. Sort of yellow and black Bumblebee design. Look forward to seeing how they do. Just doing a quick audio check. Yep, everything seems to be doing fine. Xerxity asking in the chat for Taters to do a better job. Bit harsh, but okay. That's coming from someone who's actually on Team Taters on the entry list. Oh dear. All good fun. Octavian, they're here, and I believe they're driving for Team Simpact Racing, indeed. A very familiar, self-proclaimed unicorn vomit machine. Those colours. As Xerxity is now joining the lobby, so that's nice of them to do so. But car number 23, another Mercedes. Octavian, I believe, a competitor in the recent ERF Nürburgring 24 Hours, so it'll be a shorter race today, but he's got plenty of experience. Series organizer, Rounded Potato, better known as Taters, in the Menards liveried machine for Team Taters, I believe. Yep. It's a little bit confusing as to whether he's on Team Taters or Team Capital, but this is indeed Team Taters, so that'll be easier to remember in the future. Car 27, that's a number we normally associate with Joe of the Fire. Joe also here today. They're running the number 99. It's not an ice cream van, it's, on my notes, it's a Nissan GTR, so not much smaller. They're currently in the pits, as is Will RS and Xerxity. They are Tater's teammate for this. This, of course, being pre-season, it's a non-point scoring round, but it's a good shakedown for the teams, and of course the organisers, with all the various procedures and such. We're about 12 minutes away from the start of qualifying. as Kubinski is getting ready to serve penalty in that number 72. We might yet see some more entries joining the lobby as the live stream goes on. But the deadline is half past for the start of qualifying. I think we'll go on board if he's gonna continue on, but no, it seems not. He's waiting. Our safety car for today, Mythical Triangle, is apparently doing donuts in the middle of the circuit. He's being told off by the organisers. Here we are then, on board with Dominik Kubinski. Hopefully he's going to set a lap here as he goes down the hill. Here at Road Atlanta, Michelin Raceway Road Atlanta, recently rebranded as of a few years ago. Into turn 1, very tricky corner as you now go up the hill, gaining a little bit of traction through that rise. And then over the crest into the S's. All about rhythm, a fantastic section of circuit, renowned the world over. And then exiting the S's. Can't run too wide over the exit curve, otherwise you will get a penalty for track limits. Down towards turn 6, can carry a decent amount of speed through there, heading towards the tighter turn 7. They look very similar on the track map, but very different corners. And the sweepers of turn 8 and turn 9 on the back stretch. And we'll be braking hard for the chicane at turns 10A and B. That's going to be a prime passing opportunity there, and heading up under the Fox Factory Bridge and down the hill again to this fantastic turn 12. And that is a purple lap time by Kubinski in this practice session of 1:17.902. Will they be able to replicate that kind of pace in qualifying? We'll have to see. As they've ran into the wall. Not ideal for the mechanics. We'll get going again. There's Octavian, the only other car on circuit at the moment. Last time round they set an 18.299. Same machinery, both Mercedes. And I believe both the latest Mercedes, yet the Evo version that has recently made its way to the game. Got about 8 minutes to kill until the start of qualifying. If you're enjoying the commentary and action so far, be sure to leave a like. Consider subscribing for future content, including when this series gets started. I'll go through the calendar, actually. Just so you guys have an idea of what can be expected for the remainder of the season. Here's the calendar. I found it on Discord. So round 1 after this, at the moment it's scheduled for August 12th. That's going to be at High Speed Ring, with the High Speed Ring Grand Prix. 100 miles in length, that's 52 laps. Potential for rain on that one. Wait and see. It could be a very spicy way to start the season. Round 2 for the Sunshine 100. That's going to be at the Daytona Road Course on August 26th. It'll be set in the evening with 2 times time. So, see a little bit of night running towards the end of that. Round 3 for the Toyota Gazoo GP. It will be at the Suzuka circuit, the full layout. Another one for potential rain. We'll see how that goes. Back to the United States with the Camping World 100 at Trial Mountain Circuit. That will be round 4 of the season, September 9th. September 23rd, we'll be going to Watkins Glen Short for the Go Bowling 100. Mount Panorama sees the action for round 6 on September 30th. That'll be for the Pennzoil Grand Prix. Another fantastic circuit to have on the calendar. Round 7 will be at the Fuji No Chicane layout. That will be for the Koro-Q GP. That was actually got rain to dry on the notes for the weather, so fascinating stuff. A lot of these just have random, but that one's guaranteed rain to dry. Looking forward to that. Circuit de Spa-Francorchamps, the Grand Prix circuit there, is going to be hosting round 8 of the season. That will be the Mercedes-Benz Grand Prix, and we've got plenty of Mercedes entries. So we'll see when we get to that round where they are in the standings. They'll be wanting a good show at their sponsored event. 3 times time in the afternoon that time around, so could be getting towards evening conditions by the end of that. Round 9 on October 28th will be at Lago Maggiore on the GP circuit, forward direction, for the Corsa GP. All of these events 100 miles. Another fantastic circuit that we're visiting on the calendar. And then the season finale, where better to end it than at Circuit de la Sarthe, better known as Le Mans, for the Michelin Grand Prix. That will be a dry to rain race, so the inverse of Fuji. 15 laps. Has that only taken 3 minutes to get through, or 4 minutes? Wow. That is impressive by my own standards. We've got some more in the lobby now. We've got Vortex here. Let's quickly check in to see where they are on the entry seats. It's another Wheelers Tuning by Project One car. So another yellow and black machine. The Genesis. Now I know that car's got some good advantages for straight line speed. Not quite as overpowered as it used to be, but still very strong. Solid choice. We'll see how they get on. Seems that's about it for those that have joined at the moment. Here's our safety car driver who's currently in the pits, Mythical Triangle. He'll be helping out by slowing the field down for the competition cautions, and that is something that we're only having at this particular preview event, just to guarantee that we go through the procedures of things, testing and such. We could also get some extra cautions if they are brought out. It's 2 car incidents that trigger the cautions. I don't believe mechanical damage is a feature in this series, so it is just incidents. I'm presuming significant, so like 1 car goes off the circuit. Something like that. We'll see. But yes, the competition cautions, as I was saying earlier, lap 10 and lap 25 will be when we have those. So look out for that. Go do some more quick checks on Discord. Thanks to everyone who is tuning in at the moment. It would seem that Joe is wanted in the mods chat for something. He's been up to criminal activities once again. We know what he's like. Nah, I joke. 2 minutes away from the start of qualifying. It'll be a 10-minute session. I'm being told that I'm unfunny on Discord by our safety car driver. Fantastic. Oh dear. He's not wrong. I can't even debate that. Vortex is the only car out on circuit at the moment. Personal best lap, that's an 18.373. And there is the other one of those cars going out on circuit. Wheelers Tuning by Project One team. Both cars there. I'm gonna put starting soon in the chat, as we are scheduled to start soon. 10 minutes of qualifying. Relatively short lap here at Road Atlanta. It's quite fast as well. As you see, fastest lap at the moment is a 1:17.7. So that's plenty of opportunity to set a lap time for these drivers. There you see the 5:15 once again. Unfortunately Xerxity is disconnected, or something's happened there. So they are gone from the lobby. Shame, because they were in chat as well. If you're still there, be sure to let us know what's happened. Joe's been told not to start yet. Okay, that's fair. So things being delayed just a slight bit as things get sorted. Hello to Mauro in chat. Or hello, as you've put there. Many O's at the end of that. Nice having you along. Another one of the competitors. Unfortunately not here today. Who are they racing for? They're actually on Team Capital. So the series organizer team. They are also going to be in a Mercedes AMG Evo, a very popular car choice. I wonder if there's an actual limit on how many of a certain car can be there. Maybe. Maybe not. I'm guessing not, because there's like 7 or 8 Mercedes on the entry list, which is wild. It's much like real life in that sense. Oh, Arix. Arix is here. Don't recall seeing them. There, Arix is driving for... Which team is that? I can't seem to locate them. Okay, room settings have just been changed. They're also on Team Capital. They're one of the reserves, I think, according to this. In a GTR. A+ rated on driver rating. That's very impressive. So lobby settings just being adjusted. There is Arix, car number 4. Shout out to D-Luck, member of Nookshot Motorsport, who also runs the number 4. Arix is reserving for Mauro. Okay. Thanks for saying that in the chat. Myth in chat saying the safety car is the best Group 3. It's definitely got a cool livery on it. Which we haven't been able to see, unfortunately, yet. But we will do. Xerxity is on his way back and has rejoined. Hopefully no more connection issues for them. In due time. Fair enough. Okay, I've just been summoned to the mod chat. Oh, that was just you calling me unfunny again. Why'd you have to at me for that? It's just unnecessary. Oh dear. The amount of abuse I have to put up with. I have 10 races after this that I have to do for this series, and I'm assuming most of them are going to have to be putting up with this guy. Everything will be fine. Xerxes is now back in the lobby. Oh, thanks, Myth. That's really... Oh, the smiley face. Okay, that makes it better. Taters, series organizer, making his way onto the circuit. As I think qualifying is starting. If that is the case, yep. There is the classic Gran Turismo siren. Qualifying is underway, and Joe very nearly goes over that pit exit line, which would have been a penalty right off the bat. So the 99 is going to be the first car, if things stay as they are, to settle that. Our safety car driver Myth, of course, staying in the pits. Gonna have to get back to my notes real quick. There we go. So 10 minutes around this very tricky Road Atlanta circuit. 6 viewers currently. Thank you for tuning in. Hope to see you for the remainder of the season as well, as things get started here for the Capital GT Championship. First laps of the season turned in anger. They're going to go on board with Joe of the Fire as he makes his way around to start a lap. Towards turn 1, how much speed does he carry? Just misses the curve. Nice braking for the uphill section and now into the S's. Nicely done. Oh, a little bit slidey over that exit curve. GTR is a little bit of a slippy car, and indeed that's a 0.5 second penalty for track limits for Joe of the Fire. But he's got plenty of time to continue and set a legal lap time. He's going to actually serve the penalty at the upcoming penalty line, marked there by those yellow indicators. Down the hill and into the chicane, up towards the Fox Factory Bridge, and plunging down the other side of the hill once again, turning in at the compression. It's a 118.978 as more times are coming in. Currently it's Will RS that is at the top of the timing sheets with a 117.931. I reckon these cars are going to keep getting faster and faster as the session goes on. Plenty of non-representative times on this first lap. Wind speed, it's going westward, only 1.6 meters a second, so it won't be having much of an effect. And indeed, after the first wave of laps, it is Will RS for the number 515 car that is in top position at 117.931 as it stands. Dominic Kubinski is currently second with a 118.366. Rowdy Potato in third with a 118.633. Now, Joe is about to set another lap time here. Is it going to be top of the timing sheets? It is. 117.580. An improvement from Will, but it's not quite enough to take first. So Will goes third as Kubinski sets a faster lap. That's a 1:17.715. They're a little bit close to Taters at the moment, though. They'll be suffering from some dirty air as they go through this section. An improvement there by, I believe that's Vortex. As they run off the road, and that is a heavy impact into the tyre barrier. There was a car going past there as well. I'm not 100% sure who that was. And it looked red. I think it was Arix that was going by in the Capital machine. It looked like a Capital car, and indeed it was. There's a little bit of a bunch in this sort of section of the circuit. Perhaps trying to get a bit of a slipstream through certain sections, but also the dirty air is going to be holding them up. Joe goes into the pits. This is interesting. So, fresh tyres for the witty professor. About halfway into this session. Will RS, meanwhile, has managed to take the pole position back again by 0.2 of a second. That's a 1:17.332. Will we see anyone go into the 1:16s? I think we'll get a penalty for that running wide. Yep, we saw that on Joe's first lap, and we saw it this time for Will. We'll be serving this one. At least it wasn't past that penalty serving point, so that it would invalidate the next lap as well. Could always be worse. Well, flash of the hazard lights there. Something up. Joe on an outlap. Kubinski making his way through that final chicane. Up and over the hill. Will it be an improvement? It looks fast. Not quite an improvement. An improvement though for Octavian. They're currently 4th. That's a 1:18.012. As Will goes into the pits, so mirroring what Joe did the lap before. Getting the fresher rubber. Exiting the pits now. AC Joe just up ahead. Got plenty of space behind to get a decent gap. Vortex improves their time. They're in 5th as it stands. 1:18.389 for the Genesis. Arix goes into the pits. Fresh tyres for the Nissan GTR of Capital. As things stand, Will RS with the fastest time. We'll see what the fresher tyres allow these runs to do. We're getting to a point where if you pit now, you might be cutting it close as to how many laps you get done. Whether you'll only get your out lap and then it not register. Octavian improved again. They're within 1/10 of a second of Dominic Kubinski up ahead. That's a 1:17.810. Taters into the pits. Fresh tyres for the Team Taters car. Number 27, back rolling. Let's check in with Joe. There's someone spinning in the middle of the S's. I'm not sure who that is. It's Vortex in the Genesis. That's the second off they've had. Really pushing the limits of the car. Okay, we've got going again. As oh, I think they may have gone off again, unfortunately. Zurich City has just improved. That's a 119.882 in the other Team Tater's car. Also, one of them was meant to have a Firestone livery and the other one a Menards one, but maybe it's a case of reserves stepping in again. Oh, running wide in the S's. Just trying to keep flat out. Can't quite do it. Can they get out the gravel? They've stopped. They've reset to the pits. So they've used teleportation instead of the tow truck that's provided. As the 10 minutes are officially up, this will be the last laps for everyone, and someone did manage to just get across the line. I'm not sure who that would have been. They were cutting it close, whoever it was. So Vortex will come across the line, sliding around. No improvement that time. Into the pits goes someone. I think that's Zurich City. Eric's also into the pits. No improvement for Will on this time around. Here comes Joe. Will Joe be able to regain pole position? It's going to be close. It's an improvement, but it's not quite enough. A 117.451 for Joe of the Fire. And it looks all but certain that Will RS is going to take pole position here for the preview round of the Capital GT Championship. I think there's just one car left going around and they've crossed the line. That will confirm the results then. So it's car 515 that has taken pole position in fantastic style. That's the Wheelers tuning by Project One Nissan GTR number 515 of Will RS. I've been given another Discord notification, but that's some completely other random peasantry server. That's always good. Very close indeed. Just over a tenth separating the top two. As I believe we go into a little bit of a break period as things stand for about 4 minutes, maybe a bit more because we were a little bit delayed at the start. Here are your qualifying results then, as you see. Will RS 117.332. 10th behind that was Joe of the Fire. 4 tenths behind our pole sitter was Dominic Kubinski. Good effort by them. Poctavian, 4th place. They'll be looking to challenge for the podium come the race. Vortex, 5th place in the end, about a second down. Taters, 1.3 off the pace in 6th. Zurich T, 119.882 for them. And Arix, perhaps not a representative time in the end. Bit of a difficult session. That was a 122.047. And then Myth, who was our safety car and stayed in the pits. Okay. Okay, so Taters is the one that asked that. Okay, so it will be odds on the right. That will be the InsideLine.com for everything not Nuke Shot Endurance Series, but Capital GT Championship. break period continues as some drivers are off to make pit stops of their own. This race is, or rather this broadcast is also brought to you by Lime Juice, today's beverage of choice here on the Nookshot Media channel. Good stuff. Shame it's not green though. I might need to invest in some food colouring for that. A little bit of chat action. Mauro saying round 1 of the series is going to be ridiculous with how close it's going to be. I completely agree. Going to be more cars there as well, including the channel's home team, Nookshot Motorsport, is going to be competing in this series. And we've got a few drivers in that. So looking forward to that as well. Will be hashtag no bias. Just going through some more of the notes. The teams that we have here listed, we've got Distinct Gaming, who I don't believe anyone's here at the moment, but they've also been competing in ILMS, I believe the series was called, International Le Mans Series, something like that. They've been really Team Simpac Racing's main sort of challenges in this particular series for a while. Of course, Team Simpac Racing are also competing here, as is the series organisers, Team Capital. We've got Turn 1, represented here by Dominic Kubinski, even though it says he's in a Subaru on the graphics, even though he's clearly in a Mercedes today at least. Team Taters, sort of second team branch of Capital. That is where Taters, the series organizer, is also driving, as well as Xerxity. Wheelers Tuning by Project One, that's the Bumblebee yellow and black cars. Nookshot Motorsport, that'll be your traditional white, green, and yellow. And then we've got a couple of free agents as well at the moment. So that's Deathatron 105 in the Volkswagen Beetle, and JJ Lucky 1 in a Lamborghini Huracan. That's one thing that I haven't quite converted, is the miles an hour to kilometers an hour. I'll hopefully get that all sorted for round 1. Got a couple of competition cautions, of course, laps 10 and lap 25. Yes, I'll mention when everyone's closed up. Okay, so I need to specify caution and competition caution. Got it. I apologize in advance. I'll be doing my best, as will Myth, as will everyone here. I'll get the chat icons already up, just in advance. Actually, I'll do it this way around. I can spell, shut up. Just so it's quicker to type. Okay, that one should be recorded, and Pit lane open. Okay. All those commands should be quicker to type. I think we're about to get this one underway. So I'm going to go back to my commentary notes where I've got everything listed. Of course, everyone let the safety car go through on the formation lap. So the formation lap will be 80 miles an hour. Smith is making his way past. Okay. So we'll be going to bunch up at the first of the chicane braking lines. There is our safety car. Here we go then. Racing's about to get underway for the preview event as Will RS gets on the throttle and we are racing here at Road Atlanta. Into turn 1 they go. It's a Nissan GT-R 1-2, two different teams. Kubinski the first with the Mercedes, they are in third. There's a little bit of contact further back. I think that's Vortex involved. They're up in fifth at this stage. Two distinct hacks forming. The top four and then the rest. There's a 0.5 penalty for Dominik Kubinski. That's for track limits, no doubt. And that's about to be served shortly. That Genesis is trying to bridge the gap and could get past Kubinski before the end of this. Joe certainly, Octavian rather has. Used to seeing Joe in the Mercedes. Apologies for that. Braking into the chicane for the first time at racing speed. And from what I can tell, it's been a clean start. Vortex has found their way up to fourth after Kubinski served the penalty. Dominik will be looking to retake that position. Looking to the inside, thinks better of it on this occasion. Oh, they do manage to get him on exit, as I think Vortex may have had to get out the throttle And getting by before the S's, that's crucial. Good work there by Dominik Kubinski. Weaving their way through, putting pain to the tyres. And it's still Will RS that is our race leader in the 515. They've shown an impressive pace so far. And in these opening laps, I don't want to commentator's curse it, but I've been impressed by the driving standards here. Let's hope it keeps up. The two GTRs have a significant gap now over third place Octavian. Dominik Kubinski continuing to try and close up. Fifth place Vortex, still doing well to keep in that slipstream range. Zerxity is up into 6th in the number 7 car for Team Taters. They're doing well. Arix is in 7th, and Taters himself currently at the back of the field. They'll be looking to catch up a bit as Vortex has gone off. Now, was that a single car incident? We're about to find out. If it's a multiple car incident, that could be a caution. I think, yeah, they just ran wide in the gravel, span them round. That curb's also very bumpy. So yeah, still green. Vortex will be kicking themselves after that mistake, but they'll have the chance to catch up as we get closer towards the first of the competition cautions held on lap 10. Everyone's going to really be playing until we get to that lap 25 caution, I think. Joe looking to go around the outside. Oh, very close to running off the circuit. Can't quite find his way through. Has to stick behind Will as it stands. Of course, the GTR, very large car, very easy to make wide in the tricky parts of the circuit. Indeed, the Genesis, a little bit of a slippy car, similar to the GTR in that sense. I think the modern GTR that we have now is a bit better for that than the older one. But the Genesis is indeed quite a slippy car to drive, plenty of torque and acceleration from the said torque. All factors in. Zerxity is up to 4th, and it looks like they're coming under threat from Arix. Side by side they run, and the GTR manages to get ahead. Will the Mercedes be able to fight back into the braking zone for the chicane? Not quite. Staying behind for now. The fuel warning lights come up. That's odd. There's that glitch again. Hopefully they get that fixed at some point. Closing in towards turn 1. Not quite close enough again, unless they try the outside. No, not quite. Taters, meanwhile, has found their way up into 6th place, as Octavian's made a mistake at some point. We've missed what happened there. Apologies if it was a multiple car incident. That's been missed. Must have happened a while ago. They're in 7th, and Vortex is closing in a bit in 8th. Will RS continues to lead this one. Currently on lap 6 of 39 here at Road Atlanta in Brazelton, Georgia. Down the hill they go once again, heavy braking. Got to be careful with how much curb you take, because if you run too far to the inside onto the grass, it can get the car to jump up a bit. And of course, you don't understeer in that second part of the chicane. These guys very experienced though, doing a very solid job. Wind speed continuing to stay quite low, not being much of a factor in this race. Also helps, of course, that we're in a bit of a forest, so the trees, of course, reduce some of that wind speed. There's a bit of a stalemate at the moment. Joe has the fastest lap. Maybe he's driving within himself at the moment, just staying with because he knows the cautions are coming up. Kubinski in the 72, personal best last time around at 18.066. Good work by them at this stage. Those two very close at the top of that. Eric's making their way down the hill, and the two Team Taters cars, it's all grey, white and yellow machines, making their way through the chicane. They're very close together. Will Taters be looking to make an overtake on his teammate? It's a bit of a tricky section to get a pass done, especially one on a teammate, where you want to give that little bit extra margin for error. Oh, looking to the inside? No, not quite. Got on the brakes a bit early there. Wisely so, I think. Octavian 7th. They now have a 16-second gap over Vortex, who's still having some difficulties with that very slippery Genesis. The only one in the field for this particular race. Down the hill once again towards the chicane. Will goes a little bit defensive, not fully to the outside on entry. That compromises their speed a little bit. I think Joe has a bit of a run here if he wants to make the pass. Maybe make the pass just before the caution comes out. We're on lap 9. So we're coming up to it. And I think that's the last of the cars past the start-finish line, so... Oh, actually, no, not quite. There is another error. Competition caution is about to come out. It'll be as they cross the line. So, Myth, you are free to leave the pits. Cars making their way into the chicane. And there it is, competition caution, pit lane close. And the field will bunch up. Smith doing the designated 80 miles an hour. Yep, that's correct. There's some that haven't quite caught up yet. Trying to see who that might be. Octavian's there. Rounded's there. Okay, so this is the first lap. Pits will open this time around. field has not quite fully caught up yet. So, safety car will pull away a bit, and will then resume at 60 miles an hour. How many will make the pit stop? Oh, bit of gamesmanship there. Will looking to go into the pits, but stays out. Joe goes in. Safety car will be dropping to 60 miles an hour. Yep. Nicely done by Myth. Cars continuing to catch up. Octavian currently last in this group. We've got Octavian, Rounded, and Joe. They're making their way round. Nicely done. Yep, Kubinski's in second as it stands. Just reading chat real quick. Safety car queue is full, everyone's caught up. Safety car ends this lap. Single file. And that should be everything A-OK as we get racing underway at the timing line for restarts. There we go. Back to racing. Now the second of these competition cautions that we're testing the procedures for will be on lap 25. So 15 more laps of racing until we get there. Well done, Myth. That was very well done indeed. Just one more to get through now. Or more. Depends on how scrappy these guys get. Arix is in third as it stands. Looks like a bit of overtaking between Xerxity and Joe. Joe goes up to fourth. They have the inside. And they get that pass done. So Joe, who came into the pits, remember, very effectively making use of their new tyres. They've also fueled up, so their car's going to be heavier. Not 100% sure if they needed to get extra fuel in order to get to the end of this race. Maybe. It'll be close, based on that. Will RS and Dominic Kubinski gaining a little bit of a gap. Arix in third, Joe chasing them down in fourth, Xerxity in fifth, with their teammate Taylor's right behind, and Octavian in seventh. And of course Vortex, unfortunately, either a disconnect or something's gone off there, but they are DNF. Unfortunate to see. Hope we see them back for the main season. Oh, a little bit close for comfort between the two Team Taters cars. Through the S's they go. I think we're going to go on board with Octavian as we see Taylor's looking to the inside. There's a little bit of contact between the two. The teammates holding each other up. Taylor's goes through and there's contact. There's definite contact. That was a two-car incident. That was a two-car incident. Safety car, get out. Glad I caught that one on air. So it will be $80 miles an hour for the safety car queue. Oh dear. Zurich City span around at what turn was that? Turn 7 on the track map. Unfortunate stuff. There was two cars coming together. Did I type? Oh, okay, good. I did type pit lane closed on that last one. I was getting a bit concerned there. Pits are open again. That may have been commentator's curse that time. Oh, that's interesting. I'm not 100% sure whether the field went by the first time, but nevertheless, safety car's there now. Everyone was bunched up anyway, so it could just be my brain and eyes mixing up. Safety car queue, 60 miles an hour. Another opportunity for cars to pit in, and we've got Will and Joe back together at the front. SCQ 80 miles an hour. Everyone has caught back up. SC end this lap. Well done again. Hopefully things calm down a little bit. We've got another 10 laps to go until we get to the next one. Lime juice is good. Well done, Myth. Restarting again. As, oh, very close stuff there for the lead and third place as Taters makes moves. They're in third ahead of Poctavian. Managing to slot in. Oh, a little bit of contact between Taters and Joe. But they get through. And this S's section is generally quite good at keeping the cars single file. They'll get through there just fine. Will has managed to get a little bit of a gap As, oh no, that a 0.5 second penalty, that's track limits for Taters. They'll be serving that shortly. How many cars will get past them? This is a really bad time to get a penalty like that, right when the field's bunched back up. Oh, it's going to be 3 wide! Nearly, not quite. Maybe into the braking zone. 3 wide. Taters just holds on to 3rd. Arix goes through into 4th. Octavian looking to challenge on the inside, and side by side for 6th and 7th as well. Off the circuit goes Arix. They rejoin. Down in last place as it stands. Don't think that was safety car worthy on that occasion. Everyone's still going. Will and Joe have checked out once again from the rest of the field. 4/10 separating the two of them. They've nearly got 3 seconds over everyone else. In fact, do so now. Taters doing very well in 3rd place. Side by side, 4th and 5th. Octavian and Dominic Kubinski. 2 Mercedes side by side down the back straight. Dominic looking to get back into the slipstream. Oh, forced to the outside. It'll be the inside for the chicane. It's going to be close. Very strong on the brakes. Does he get it stopped? He does, and he clears him. Dominic Kubinski with a fantastic overtake, and I think that's Octavian into the wall. I'm going to have to check this one. Was it multiple cars? I think it may have just been him losing it himself on the curb. Yep. And everyone goes past him. He's now down into 6th. Again, single car incident. Everyone going again now. As oh, something's happened to Zerkfity. He's down in 7th at the moment, but he's 12 seconds back from Octavian. Unfortunately, we missed that one. Will RS, bit of a gap. Oh, slipstream braking. That's always good fun. A little bit of snaking around, Marcus Ericsson style. Or I suppose Simon Pagenaud style, or Joseph Newgarden style from this year. Indy 500 fans will know what I'm on about. Doing very well. These two have been the class of the field, I think, so far. It'll be very interesting to see where they stack up when the rest of the field shows up for round 1. Because this ain't everyone, folks. Taters making their way through the S's this time around. Mercedes of Dominic Kubinski runs wide in the S's. Grass tracking, bit of rallycross. They rejoin safely, but a very scary moment. They've got dirt on the tyres, and that's going to allow Arix to catch up. Oh, clipping the dirt again on the outside, and a bit on the inside as well. Arix is practically pushing them round the corner. That's the lack of speed that Kubinski has through the corner on the dirty tyres. Here comes the GTR. It'll be the inside for the slight curve, but the outside for the chicane, and that could be crucial for Kubinski to defend. The GTR goes very deep, but gets it stopped very nicely. Can't quite get the best of exits, and Kubinski's to the inside once again, side by side through the last corner. Racing room given. That is fantastic stuff. Still side by side they run. Will the GTR get it? Not quite. Kubinski holds on in the Mercedes. Fantastic racing. Tom Soft cheering for Kubinski in the chat. I told you, Dominic, you're a fan favourite. Everyone types your name in caps lock. Good fun. Arix will be looking to pressure Kubinski into a mistake by sticking close. We'll have slipstream for the upcoming back straight. So the Mercedes 6.2 litre V8 engine, plenty of torque. Naturally aspirated as well, no turbocharging in that unit. Plenty of punch out of the corners, and proving so once again. Down the hill they run. 6th place at the moment, Octavian, looking to benefit from the battling up ahead. They are closing in, as I'm going to have to be careful here, because we are coming up towards the next of the competition cautions. And I don't want to get too carried away with all this action that I end up missing the call for that. That is entirely possible. I'm going to do my best for that not to happen. Still 4/10 the gap between Will and Joe. Will, I don't think, has pitted at all in this race. Joe has, so Joe has fuel on board. And I think, in terms of strategy, this is going to get Joe track position, because Joe, I don't think, will have to pit again at the upcoming competition caution, whereas Will, that joke's going to get way too overused in the season, I do apologise. Personal best, in fact overall best lap, the purple time for Will RS, 1:17.407, very impressive time. Not quite qualifying speed, but very close to them. I'm surprised with how close Joe is able to run in the dirty air through sections like the S's there. Sun is setting here in Braselton, Georgia, at the Road Atlanta circuit. We're just past half distance. A few laps away from the next competition caution. Thanks to everyone who's tuning in on the live stream. Hope you're all enjoying. This has been very entertaining. At least I think so. And this is just pre-season. Remember, subscribe if you want to be notified for the future of this series. Very close stuff once again into the chicane. Prime overtaking opportunity. We've seen that today. Very heavy braking zone. And also a place where you can get a switchback maneuver done if you compromise the car ahead's entry. Up the hill they go once more. Into the S's. I'm going to check in on some of the other battles at the moment. Taters is still holding strong in 3rd place. Personal best lap time last time around a 1:18.219. Dominic Kubinski through the S's. They go. A little bit slidey on exit. Got to be careful with the track limits. They did well that time to catch it. Arix is in 5th, closely hunted down by Octavian. And Xerxity will be looking to benefit from that competition caution as soon as it comes out. Joe looking to the inside, then the outside. Staying behind for now, can't quite get that done. Good defensive work by Will. Looking to the inside again. Will's going into the pits, okay. This is interesting. This is just before the competition caution. So they're getting this done now to eventually catch up. Maybe get some positions once others pit under the next caution. It's an interesting strategy. They're on their way out the pits. They're going to rejoin in 6th, I think. And the caution will be out at the end of this lap. So that promotes Taters to 2nd as it stands. Xerxity also into the pits. That's a smart call, I think, by them, doing the same. Kubinski 3rd, Arix 4th, Octavian 5th, Will in 6th. Safety car, get ready to exit pits. As Joe comes into the pits, right as that happens, and technically he was in. Wow, that is that's quite the exploit. He didn't pass the line to start lap 25 at that time, but he was already in the pit lane. Wow, interesting stuff from Joe. Safety car queue, 80 miles an hour. Where is the safety car? There it is. Multicolored machine. That'll be interesting to see what the moderators and series organizers think about one from Joe. This is why we have the preview event, to test these kind of things. Very smart, in my opinion. Although it does give an advantage to the leader in the sense that only they get to come in on that particular lap. It's a bit of an odd one. Shouldn't be an issue when we don't have competition cautions, when it's just regular cautions, as those can be flagged up at any point, not just at the start-finish line. The field hasn't caught up yet, so I'm gonna say that the pits stay closed until the field catches up. Some are going into the pits, including the series organizer, so I might be mistaken on that. Yeah, okay. That's my bad on that. I didn't know whether the whole field had to catch up before the pits opened again. Evidently not. Apologies for not realizing that one. Safety car queue, 60 miles an hour. He's already doing it. Everyone's catching up now anyway. Just Xerxity left. Through all of that, it is Dominik Kubinski, the race leader. No more competition cautions. Only regular cautions, if we even need those. Restart will be at the timing line itself. field very close together. And across the line they go. We are racing once again here at Road Atlanta. That strategy has indeed worked out well for Joe, because they are ahead of Will this time. But they are still behind Dominic Kubinski, so it's not all over, and Will could make a pass if Joe gets held up at the wrong place. Octavian in fourth, just clipping the grass, some sparks as well as we continue to get into the darkness here. Fifth place, Arix. Sixth place, Zerxity, and Taters in seventh. Taters has dropped back quite a bit. I'm not sure what's happened there. And I don't think the replay will go that far back if it was a multiple car thing. Here comes Will, challenging for second place, looking to the inside. Gonna have to be very brave to outbrake Joe. Brake disc glowing bright red. Oh, sideways moment for Joe. Big mistake. We don't normally see that. He goes to the inside, looking to be defensive. Has to leave the space on the outside. Will making his way around. Does he clear him? He does, but he can't quite cut him off. Joe still there. Joe still side by side. Into the S as they go. Little bit of contact. Will is ahead. And Poctavian trying to benefit from this as well. This has really stacked up the field. It's allowed Dominic Kubinski to escape up the road. Side by side as well for 5th and 6th. I think that was a swap of position. That was Zerxity and Arix. And that has allowed Dominic Kubinski to get a 2-second gap. But Will is ahead and will be looking to catch back up. Plenty of sparks through the compression from the Mercedes. We tend to see that from the Mercedes in real life. It tends to be quite a low ride height car, generally speaking. But more side-by-side action. As 3 wide. Not quite. Looks like Arix is going to re-overtake Zerxity and does so into turn 1. It doesn't look like they're finished. They look like they're hungry for more positions. Round the outside as they enter the S's. Can't quite get that one to stick on Poctavian. And it looks like Arix is going to get a little bit of a better exit in that GTR on Poctavian. Poctavian will have the insideline.com. Arix is somehow making it work on the outside still. Still side by side they run. Arix with fantastic traction. And ahead they go. They're trying to break the slipstream. This is also allowing Zerxity to get into the mix again. Will they make a move on Poctavian? Poctavian's got to think ahead and behind. Be defensive and attacking as they are meeting this particular sandwich. Across the circuit they go. Now will Poctavian make a move going into turn 1? It'll be very difficult. He looks to the outside. Doesn't quite have enough in that Mercedes to make that one stick. Oh, into the S's they go though. Oh, slide McGee moment. Side by side between Poctavian and Zerxity. More sliding. Sparks being thrown up by both Mercedes. Poctavian just manages to gather that up. That could have been a very costly mistake. It looks like another mistake though from them on the exit of the S's. Zerxity gets alongside and gets the pass to stick, but a little bit of a cutback move by Poctavian. Can't quite get that one to work. So Zerxity back up into 5th place. Arix now with a bit of a gap As for the lead, that gap's come down significantly as Will has been overtaken by Joe, and Kubinski has had their gap reduced from 2 seconds to 0.5. We've got about 8 laps remaining in this one. 8 or 9. The track temperature will be getting a little bit colder, as will the air temperature, and that's where we see a little bit extra in terms of downforce performance, as well as turbochargers and such, with the thicker air of the cold night. 0.5 penalty for Will. So that's track limits. That's going to drop them out of slipstream range of this particular group. So it went from Joe and Will battling for the lead to Joe and Dominic Kubinski. Will serving the penalty. Oh, that's got to be crushing for them. They still have a chance as the battle for the lead heats up once more. Kubinski going defensive. Joe looking for a bit of a better exit with the cutback. Over the hill, under the Fox Factory Bridge, dipping back down again. Through the last corner. Awesome stuff. Joe looking to the inside of turn 1. He has a fantastic run. Does he overshoot it? He does! Joe's gone off! Joe has gone off! He's still on the grass. He avoids the tyre barriers. He manages to get back onto the circuit, but loses a position to Will in the process. Oh, the heroics into turn 1 haven't paid off for Joe of the Fire. Oh, that would have been an awesome manoeuvre. But just missing out. It is so easy to take too much speed into turn 1. It almost beckons you to do so. Oh, that is a costly mistake. All of this, by the way, is for nothing, because it's pre-season. I have no idea why all this chaos is going on, but it's fantastic to watch. Hope you're all enjoying on the live stream. Currently 5 viewers. It's insane, says our safety car driver Mythical in the chat. Mauro agreeing. Oh, this has been awesome. Oh, someone span. Someone has span. I think that's Xerxity. Not sure what's happened there. It looks like they were by themselves. That tight corner going onto the back straight. Yep. Oh, just tank slapper 3 times and then into the barrier. They'll be hoping for a late caution to catch back up, but I think the likelihood of that is quite minimal. Dominic Kubinski from out of nowhere finds their way into the lead of the race, and with a 1.3 second gap as it stands, will they be able to hold on? The lights of the Mercedes peering through the darkness here at Road Atlanta in Braselton, Georgia. The gap has come down 0.8 and closing. Will RS continuing to gain. They are well within slipstream range. They'll also be in dirty air range. A little bit of a mistake from Kubinski. Goes onto the grass slightly, dips a wheel. Needs to get that cleaned up as fast as possible. To the inside goes Will. Does Will get this one to stick? It looks like they do. Will RS takes the lead here at Road Atlanta in a fantastic manoeuvre that went wrong for Joe of the Fire. This time Will manages to get that one to stick. Dominic Kubinski on the grass once again with half of their car. Through the S's they go. They'll be looking to try and hold on against Joe, who is only about a second back, but Joe has a 0.5 second penalty, as does Dominic Kubinski. So second and third with 0.5 second penalties. This is pretty much going to hand the victory to Will RS, bar any major catastrophe. Coming up to the penalty serving line, both of them being served. Arix also has one. This is going to allow Poctavian to catch up to them. That gap's going to come down to about 1.2 seconds as they enter the chicane under the Fox Factory Bridge. Through the compression at the final corner. Nicely done. Personal best lap by Poctavian. That's a 1:17.575. Fastest lap overall is still Joe of the Fire with a 1:17.260. That is well and truly qualifying pace. A bit further back we see Rounded Potato, series organiser Taters. They do a little bit of grass tracking through the S's, struggling a bit with that Mercedes. They're in 6th as it stands, and Zerk City in 7th, teammate, part of Team Taters. Through the S's they go. The battle for second is heating up. Joe goes to what will be the inside for the chicane. It's the outside for the curve. Is there enough of an opportunity in the braking zone? Indeed, it goes through. A little bit deep from Joe. Manages to get it stopped on the apex, and that's a point. What? No, that's a 1 second penalty for Dominik Kubinski. That must be track limits. I'm gonna have a check. Maybe he cut the chicane very significantly. That is bizarre. I don't think he cut that. Is that a contact penalty? I'm not 100% sure if those are on, but there have been glitches in the past where even having contact penalties off, you can still get them. That is bizarre. That's going to take Dominik Kubinski out of contention for second. That might take them into the clutches of Arix, potentially losing the podium. Proper night running stuff now. Can't see the liveries at a distance, just the headlights. Penalty being served by Dominik Kubinski. Arix has caught up. A bit of a mistake into the chicane as well from Dominik. 0.3 of a second, the gap between third and fourth. The last step on the podium here for the preview round of the Capital GT Championship preview event here at Road Atlanta. It has been a fantastic show, and the action continues. If you are enjoying this, be sure to leave a like and consider subscribing so you're notified for the rest of the season. Nukeshot Media with exclusive broadcasting rights that I had to pay a grand total of nothing for, but of course very much appreciated, and it's very, very fantastic action for the channel. Through the back half of the circuit they go, and onto the back straight. Poctavian also in this mix. Third, fourth and fifth very close together. If anything, it looks like Poctavian's closer to Arix than Arix is to Dominik. Don't think they're quite close enough into the braking zone for the chicane. Nope, not quite. 2 laps left. And a very impressive drive by Will RS. They're looking a bit close on fuel, but we'll see how that goes. Joe, a bit healthier on fuel. Tyres are about the same. They changed them around the same time in the race. Dominik Kubinski there, and a battle for 4th and 5th. side by side through the S's they ran. Let's see a replay on that one. This looked to be awesome. It started with Arix making maybe a little bit of a mistake. Yep, a slide. That allowed Poctavian to just about get there, not quite. Onto the back straight once again as we go to the live footage. Arix is going to run out of fuel, I think. They are cutting it really close. All of these, well, a lot of these guys are. Arix especially. Yeah, Arix and Will are the two that I'm concerned about with fuel. Dominik Kubinski able to get a little bit of a gap as Arix may be fuel saving at this point. They have decent conditioned tyres in order to keep Poctavian at bay. Poctavian 2 wheels on the grass on exit of the first corner. That has so easily gone wrong for many a driver in the past. Through the S as they run. Arix has got to be sweating, looking at that fuel gauge, but also looking at their braking markers and their mirrors, of course, as here comes Poctavian to the inside. Oh, a little bit of onion barges between the two of them. Arix still managing to hold on around the outside. I think they might run out. Oh! That would be a safety car at the very end of the race. But, it's the last lap, so I don't know if it would be called necessarily or not. That's another thing I think we'll probably discuss in that sense. But it is Will RS who takes the win. Joe second. Dominik Kubinski manages to just about hold on to third. Poctavian fourth as Arix has ran out of fuel. He's still got the uphill to go. Down the hill he goes. I think he's just going to get to, well, he's going into the pit lane, so shortcutting the circuit a little bit there. Will he get there before Taters crosses the line? Yes, he does. So Arix gets 5th, Taters 6th, Xerxity in 7th. There is our race winner, Will RS. Congratulations to them. As the timer continues, because, of course, the safety car. Not that it's the safety car's fault, of course, but... So that is a victory for car 515 of Wheelers Tuning by Project One. From the 99 Joe of the Fire for Team Simpact Racing, GTR 1 and 2 seem to be a very strong car choice for this race. Best of the Mercedes Horde was Dominik Kubinski in the end of things for Turn 1, car 72. Also, part of the TSR team is Poctavian. They take 4th place in the number 23 AMG Evo. 5th place for Arix for Team Capital. 6th place for Taters of Team Taters. And Xerxity 7th also for Team Taters. And that concludes the race. Well, thanks again to everyone who tuned in for this one as we prepare to get the season underway proper after this preview event. I'll remind you of the dates for next time around. It is going to be August 12th as it stands. I've been notified that we could be getting some post-race interviews. I don't know how that would work on the live stream unless they were done via the party chat at the moment. Like, it would be a bit awkward if I'm just like typing or something doing that. Here's the results anyway then. It was Joe that took the fastest lap, 1:17.170 for them. It was Will RS taking the win, of course, from Joe. Then Dominic Kubinski holding on for the podium. Poptavian 4th, Eric's 5th. Rounded Potato, that's Taters, in 6th. Zerxity in 7th, and Vortex was a DNF. And of course there's our safety car driver, Myth, who did a very good job today. He's also in the voice chat, so well done, Myth. Again, next time out will be August 12th for the High Speed Ring Grand Prix, 52 laps. Potential for rain, weather is set to random, so we'll be interested to see how that one develops. Provided that, of course, the organisers don't need an extra week to sort some things after the data we've got from today's event. Overall, I'd say this went quite well. We definitely saw some fantastic action. Hope you've all enjoyed the live stream. Again, be sure to like if you've enjoyed it and subscribe with the notifications set to all. That way you are notified when the live streams go live. From all of us here at Nukeshot Media, I've been Zokio, and we hope to see you there for round 1 of the Capital GT Championship. If it's anything like the preview, you will definitely want to stay tuned. From all of us here, it's goodbye.